buy these Yu-Gi-Oh cards before they skyrocket in price. Bro, I ain't gonna lie. Vendors must hate me because all they had to do was come to Twitch and they would have found out this information so much sooner. By the way, if you guys are on Patreon or on Twitch, you can catch me 11 a.m. on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, and you can get this information, or you can just chill with the big dogs. Today, me and chat are going to be talking about some cards that we think are going to skyrocket in price because of the new set coming up and certain circumstances. Let's go ahead and jump on in. All right, guys, so one more thing I should tell you to buy before it skyrockets is our Solomon Great Pink hoodies. Stay in. You can go ahead and buy that and a lot of merch on TheCaliEffect.com, but let's talk about some actual cards. Yu-Gi-Oh right now is in a very peculiar spot. At the time of making this video, there's no ban list, but I'm pretty sure that not only we can accurately predict some really good cards that you are going to need, we'll also be able to put you in the front line for particular cards for Legacy of Destruction. Let's go ahead and start off with our first card. Unending Nightmare? Huh. Unending Nightmare might be one of the very few counters to decks like Snake Eyes, and if it does get hit, it will be seeing it as a little bit stronger. It can also counter Tenpai Dragon in their field spell. I don't think it's a bad idea to pick up Unending Nightmare strictly because it's just that cheap. The first card that I want you guys to start picking up is Ghost Ogre in Snow Rabbit. Now, Ghost Ogre is a fairly peculiar card. It doesn't negate like some of the other hand traps in the game, as it simply destroys. And another thing you have to watch out for is that Ghost Ogre will be reprinted in the Rarity Collection set. So when I'm talking about Ghost Ogre, I really only mean the ultimate rares. A Suship core? Oh my god. You're going crazy right now. Ghost Ogre is not only naturally good against decks like Voiceless Voice, Snake Eyes, Kashtira, but it's also good against Tenpai Dragon. It's one of the few cards that can actually counter the strategy by being able to get rid of the field spell. Also, keep in mind, Ghost Ogre is also one of the only hand traps that can activate its effect on the field and is an emergency teleport target. So if you are playing a level 3 deck, you can take full advantage of this card. Prep for Tenpai Dragon? That's exactly what we're doing. And some people have told us to pick up Trident Dragon, but it's a little too late. Trident Dragon has went to an astronomical number. To be honest, I think that this card will definitely get reprinted in the very near future. I'd probably be looking to sell that card, but that's for a totally different video. What else do you guys think will get bought out? We've talked about Tenpai Dragon, so what do you guys think revolving around Tenpai Dragon will make things go up? Summon Sork? Nib? Threatening Roar? Oh! Ivan, why you be hitting the things on my list, bro? Some people are picking up cards like Battle Fader and Swift Scarecrow. Do not pick up those cards unless it's for older format. I think that there's a place and time for everything, but one of the direct counters to Tenpai Dragon is ironically Waboku and Threatening Roar. I think that Threatening Roar is a little bit stronger because it even prevents the Tenpai Dragon monsters from battling, but Waboku does prevent you from losing, so they're both pretty good. Enchanted Javelin? Mirror Force? Yo, y'all go home. On top of that, Ivan's right, both Threatening Roar and Waboku are thrust targets, and the Tenpai Dragon strategy is known to play 20 hand traps. So they're gonna trigger your triple tactics thrusts no matter what. Magic Cylinders? Son Goku, Magic Cylinders! If you actually win a game on Magic Cylinders, you're completely cracked. Sakuretsu Armor? He's not wrong. Sakuretsu Armor is actually really good, and it just got a secret rare inside of the new set. The Speed Duel GX Midterm Destruction is only available in North America and possibly South America. We don't know what they get. And Sakuretsu Armor is an incredibly powerful card, but while we're there, I would tell you to pick up other cards like Divine Wrath, Miracle Fusion, Fossil Dyna, Prisma, Dandelion, and Baby Sarasaurus. You know what? To be honest, picking up all of the secret rares in that set is not a bad idea. And the reason why, it's not for modern format, it's just simply for older format. Sakuretsu Armor has just gotten its highest rarity print, and if you want to play some older formats, this is a really important card. Pick up any and all Battle Traps, Draining Shield. The cash list did top with 3 Magic Cylinders. He was an absolute troll, though. I hate it here, chat. You guys are really, there's no way you're really gonna buy Magic Cylinders because one person topped with Magic Cylinder. Please tell me you're not gonna do that. Yeah, I saw the list, Ivan. It was, I ain't gonna lie, he was saucy with that. Fairy Box. Don't listen to chat anymore. Hey, listen, he topped not me. It worked for Yuki. Go home. I hate it here. I absolutely hate it here, chat. You guys have brought the worst out of this entire buy these cards before it skyrockets in price. It's because of you guys. But ironically, there is a lot of graveyard Yu-Gi-Oh decks that are going to be coming out. Legacy of Destruction brings out Lightsworn back into the forefront, but then there's also decks like Yubel that can be reliant on graveyard effects if those monsters are sent to the graveyard. But in case you were preparing for Tenpai Dragons or just wanted some cards to have before they skyrocket in price, there are some other cards that are very useful for the Tenpai Dragon strategy. There's actually 3 good synchros that not a lot of people are paying attention to. Ultimate Zolkin, because this deck can summon tuner monsters fairly easy. Then there's Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, very, very easy for the deck to summon, but also Black Winged Assault Dragon. Cute pink honey, how do you get one? Ryan, yours is on the way. You gotta get it from TheCaliEffect.com. I think a lot of people are going to be focused on the OTK potential of Tenpai Dragons, but there are going to be points in times where the deck is forced to go first. The boards that it can build are actually kind of crazy. Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon and Black Wing Assault Dragon are very easy for this deck to be able to summon, meaning that it actually does have some going first game plan. And in that particular situation, you're going to need these cards for your Tenpai Dragon deck, or your friend's going to need them, and you're going to have them. With all these successful decks, we need to get some stun back into the format. Stun, you say? I genuinely don't know how to feel about stun, guys, because on one side, it's the product of a whole bunch of floodgate cards being hit. But on the other side, it is the balance that Yu-Gi-Oh needs from time to time. With that being said, there are some floodgatey Yu-Gi-Oh cards that are going to be pretty important. I think it's because there will be more strategies that are reliant on the graveyard, namely Lightsworn. So you may want to look into these cards. In case there's ever a Dimension Shifter hit, I think Dimensional Fissure is crazy. Hell, even if Dimension Shifter doesn't get hit, I think that Dimensional Fissure is crazy good and you should pick it up. Dimensional Fissure serves as a card to be able to lock your opponent out of the graveyard. I understand that it's a card that's really only good when going first, but if your deck literally does not lose to it, there's a ton of decks that will, like Lightsworn. There's also Macrocosmos in case you guys want to be extra toxic, but I normally don't see a reason for it. And then there's Necro Valley, a card that says no to the graveyard. It doesn't feel good when you win with Floodgate Turbo. Does winning ever feel good? Goo? Ivan always flips on me. Floodgates only feel good when you beat a stun deck with them. I think that those cards are pretty good pickups just in case. And just like there's another strategy that I think you guys should be picking up, and it's the Centurions. Right now, at this current time, Centurions have not went up in price. They also have not went down since their initial release from Valiant Smashers. Now, if you look at the OCG, Centurion did completely nothing. But even if it continues to do nothing, the lowest price of Centurion is right now. Hypothetically, if this strategy does become a top deck, it only has one printing. I think even if Calamity does get banned in the TCG, Centurion is still a fine, viable Yu-Gi-Oh strategy. And if you are thinking about picking up the deck, the time is now or never. Even without Calamity, the deck can still summon cards like Cosmic Blazar Dragon, and even synchro summon to monsters like Chaos Angel Emperor on the floor during your opponent's turn. The deck is still pretty good. Leave Calamity alone? Bro, that card's completely toxic and you know it. They can summon the new Gold Pride Synchro 8. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, Centurion's crazy. And for my collectors out there, I think that there is a card that you guys should be picking up, like, ASAP. I think the Magician's Bonds Yu-Gi-Oh cards are crazy for collectors. You get a green one and a yellow one and a red one and whatever one comes out in this set. And keep in mind, they won't be printed again. I opened one of my Magician's Bonds cards, immediately fell in love and bought the others for about 50 bucks. Seeing that these cards are anniversary cards, I think once it dries up, they'll be expensive. Do I think cards like Curious could come off the list? No, because Curious is like Lovable Chain. Curious should continue to be banned. DP Yu-Gi-Oh talked about Nirvana High Paladin because Tenpai can summon it after Ancient Fairy Dragon and search Secret Village. Hold on, let's do some things here. Okay, first of all, shout out to Raider and DP Yu-Gi-Oh for even mentioning this. Yeah, go ahead and pick up that right now. I think it is a great idea to be able to pick up your Nirvana High Paladins, your Secret Village of Spellcasters, and your Ancient Fairy Dragons, because being able to search a floodgate that stops your opponent from playing spell cards is crazy. Also, it goes in line with forcing Tenpai to go first, which means now they have another first turn combo that completely shuts you down. Yo, Raider coming out with a really good card. But I'm genuinely curious, what are some other cards that you guys think should be picked up before they skyrocket in price? Go ahead and let me know down below in the comment section, and I'll catch you on the next video.